Walking around is always nice, and we can pay attention to walking. It's such, we do it often without giving it much thought, but a lot of stuff really has to happen for us to walk. Our quads have to flex up, and the hamstring becomes part of the stabilizers when we shoot off along with the glutes. And then, of course, the feet, we have to be able to move the ankles, or we begin to do these funny leg swingy things. So all of this, joints, ankles, and knees and hips have to show up. They don't always, though. As you come into just your stance, and if it feels safe, close your eyes and feel that imprint that you are making with your feet. Is it even on both sides? What are the arches like? Are you rolling inward on your feet, collapsing the arches and with the ankles drooping? Or maybe you're more of the supinator, rolling to the outer edges of the feet. And I often say, if you're not sure, look at how you wear your shoes. Ideally, we come down evenly through the arches. If our arches are collapsing, that puts a lot of load on the inner knees. If you can see me here, so I collapsed inward versus when I stand. Looking down at your knee joint, that is ideally always pointing forward. And that may mean, if there's rotation in the shin, that for the knee to point forward, that foot actually has to turn out a little bit. I have a student with that interesting anatomy. The knees are the direction. It's a hinge joint, pure and simple. And so is the ankle, but we do have a little bit more rotation there. So when we get all of these bits to agree with one another, it is effortless. It is painless to walk. But oftentimes that is not the case. Now let's take our bodies onto our mats. And I have covered the entire blanket, the entire mat tonight. And as you lay flat on the mat, how much of you is touching the floor and how much is not? Somewhere between 20 and 80%. It's a number the Feldenkrais people like to use. More than 80, you are really relaxed. You're practically melted. But if you are down more towards 20, there might be some tension in your body. The slower we move, the faster we get where we want to go. So always remind ourselves, let go of force, of pushing, of strain. Let it be easy. If the chin pulls back, do support your head with a blanket or pillow so that the back of the neck feels longer than the front. Sometimes all you need to do is just take your hands to the skull and literally pick it up and then draw the chin down towards the chest. And that can facilitate that too. Does the legs roll out evenly? Can you sense that where you touch on the heels? How the calves touches? Does that feel even? And then let's slide our legs up. Standing the knees up, place the hands on the lower abdomen. And breathing in and out. Feel the belly expand as you breathe in and relaxing down towards the floor on the out breath. With your hands on the lower abdomen, so the thumbs are resting right about belly button height. and your pinky fingers are down towards the pubic bone. As you breathe in, does the breath move all the way down to the pubic bone, into the pelvis? Just notice this again, not straining. Remember the diaphragm, the main muscle of breathing, intersects on T12-ish, the last of the thoracic vertebrae, along where the psoas connect. So you move one, and so does the other. The psoas, one on each side. You've heard me say it before, I know. But in your mind's eye, tracing it down from each vertebrae to vertebrae to L5, so that is above the sacrum. And then it joins with the iliacus, which is a flat muscle on the inside of the pelvis. And together they connect to the inner thigh bone. They connect. If you take your hands to your outer hips, you got bony bumps on the outer hips. Exactly across from that ish, slightly lower, we have the lesser trochanter. So if you just press your feet into the mat, you get a little stringiness across the front groins. That's your psoas and your upper attachments of your quadricep, the front of the thigh. When we sit down a lot, these get really shortened and tight. So part of the work both this week and next is to get all of these rubber band ends to agree with one another. Now you are all seasoned practitioners, so we're going to go right into the arch and flatten. As you inhale, low back contracts. And maybe if you know about your habits and you are likely to use your feet so that your hip flexors fire for this, just keep your pinky fingers down in the front groins and monitor that that is not happening, that it is purely a low back event. As you come back to neutral, you'll take a breath in for nothing, and then exhale, hollowing out the belly. And then inhale, relaxing to neutral. Take a buffer breath in and out. And then on a breath, start again. Inhale, arch, low back contracts, but the front groin stay completely soft. Releasing back to neutral. Taking a breath in for nothing. And exhale, hollow out the belly, flattening. And slowly let go. Buffer breath. And let's do it one more time. Arch. Floating back to neutral. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, hollowing out. And then letting go back to neutral. Easy peasy. So a little detour here for our ankles. You remember this one. Sliding the right foot out, and you feel the calf will begin to contract. Then lift the right foot up. So you roll onto the back of the heel. The front of the shin contracts. Now curling the toes down towards the floor. You'll feel the calf again. And then slide the whole business in. And then lift and spread the toes and relax the toes down. Let's take a breath. And then repeating, slide the right leg out. When you can't slide it anymore because it's going to have to come up, then flex the ankle. Curling the toes down as if you were picking something up with your toes. And then lower the foot back down to the floor. Slide the foot back in, releasing the toe curl as you come all the way in. Now do the opposite of the toes, lift and spread the toes. And then slowly release that. Buffer breath. One more time. Slide the right leg out. Flex the ankle. Curl the toes down. Lower the bottom of the foot towards the floor. And sliding it back in again. And then lift and spread the toes. Pausing again. And just toggle your awareness from the right foot to the left foot. The imprint that you are creating with the right foot versus the left. Does it feel different? And let's do the left. Sliding it out. As always, I invite you to just close your eyes so you can keep the awareness in. Flex the ankle. Curl the toes under and lower the foot back down. Keep the curl as you draw the foot in. And then let it relax. Lift and spread the toes. And relax. Buffer breath. And we repeat. Sliding the foot out. Flex. Curling the toes down. Lowering the foot. Sliding it in. Lift the toes. I almost hit the heel. That's not what I meant to say. And lower down. I think that was the second one, so we're going to do 3. Is that right? Somebody got to keep me on target here. Slide. Foot out. Flexing. Curling the toes. Lowering the foot. And slide it back in. Lift and spread the toes. And lowering down. So now sensing your feet on the mat. And we're going to add this flexion of the ankle to the arch and curl. So as you inhale, let's arch again. And then exhaling, release back to neutral. So we're just going to do a little warm-up round. Buffer breath in and flattening. So that's what we just did. Releasing back to neutral. Buffer breath. Now inhale, arch again, but this time lift the heels, lifting both heels. And exhale, back to neutral. Buffer breath in. And flattening, lifting the front of the foot, shins engaged, and releasing back. Buffer breath. Inhaling, arch, lifting the heels. And exhaling, turning to neutral. Take those stilettos off. Breath in for nothing and exhale, flattening, putting on some really reverse stilettos here. Earth shoes. And slowly release. Back to neutral. Buffer breath. We repeat. Inhale, arch, stilettos, heels lift. You feel the calves maybe. And exhale, neutral. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, flatten. Lift the front of the foot. And slowly release. And then sliding the legs out long. Pause. When we did one side of the leg slides, did one foot feel different than the other? As always, it's helpful to mark this. So if there was a big difference, make that part of your home practice. Now rolling the legs in and out. Sweep, 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 in and out. And then a little heel slide. So now with straight leg, press the right heel out, away, and let that go. Let's do that again. Press the heel out to pull the toes towards the shin and letting it go. One more time. Press the heel out. Letting that go. We'll take the hip down with us. So heel and hip slides down. And slinks back. Again, sliding heel and hip down. And let it slink back. If you meet resistance, just allow yourself to back off. Always make it easier. That is such a hard concept because we have been taught in many ways that if we don't work hard for something, we're lazy. We're lazy and nothing is going to happen. When it comes to this work, if we force and push, we teach our body to work with pain and always having to strain. So we want to reverse that. So mobility is facilitated. Take your right arm up, about cactus arm, maybe slightly higher. We're going to slide the right arm up. I'm just going to take the ribs with me, going full on in. Slide the right arm up, take the ribs along. So there's a little side bending. Let your head just roll as you reach the arm back. Roll in a manner that feels easy. Lifting your right ribs up and away from the right hip. And now, let's add the leg back in. Heel and hip, one direction, arm opposite. Let it release back. If adding the arm is uncomfortable, back off. Maybe just skip it for tonight. making it easy. Gentle, repetitive, just the right amount. Let's do one more. And then let your right arm come down and relax. Pause. Sense your right hip, right knee, right foot. Is it different from the left? I love these little thumbs up. Thank you. And if it isn't, that's the right answer too. So now let's start on the left side. Left heel slides out, just the heel. Hip is still not traveling along. Pressing the heel out. Easy. So easy. You could just keep doing this. It's that easy. And then, like Merrick likes to say, make it easy and joyful. So I'll let you access the joyful as we begin to take the hip down with the heel. Sliding the hip down. How does this side feel compared to the right side? The mobility is a huge part of our wellness. One thing it does is it helps move the lymph around our bodies. So that it can flush out what should not be in our system. Foreign invaders and cell bodies who's done their job and now has been replaced by the new crop. Now let's take the left arm up and then slide the left arm back. Take the ribs back with you. Easy. Is there more or less movement on this side? Again, maybe they feel exactly the same. And adding the right leg in again, left leg, sorry. So the left side lengthens. And I like to do that on the in-breath. And then as I exhale, everything just recoils back. Easy and joyful. Like a little Saturday Night Fever dance on your back. And then as you return, just let it go. Take the arms down. Again, roll the legs in and out. Sweep, 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 sweep. Now bending up your left leg. And that is just a little easier on the spine. You could keep both legs straight. But we're going to do a little bit of time on the ankles with eversion and inversion. So now turn the bottom of your foot towards the midline. And then just let that go. And then do it again. Turn the bottom of the foot towards the midline and relax. And this is a common cramper. Rolling the foot in. Slowly release. And then let's go in the opposite direction. So as if you had eyes on the bottom of the foot, they are now looking to the outside, off the mat, and then let that go. Can you sense? Oh, you're using a whole different set of muscles here. Turn the foot out, the bottom of the foot. Eversion. Notice you're turning the foot, but are you feeling this up on the shin? So this all connects. There's all of these elaborate rubber bands connecting our lower leg to our foot, creating this amazing joint, the foot, and then of course the 32 joints in our feet, the ankle joint, I was meant to say, and then the 32 joints in our feet. Now letting that go, let's slide the left leg out and just pause. Notice again, toggle your awareness from the right to the left. So the reason we do it separately, you may realize or notice that you just have a lot more awareness right now of your right ankle. If we do them simultaneously, the dominant side where the motor cortex have more information, that's the one that we're going to focus on. The other one is just sort of dragging along behind it. So separately, we get to bring full attention to each side. Now let's bend out the right leg. And then we'll start with the inversion again. Turn the bottom of the foot towards the midline. And then relax. I feel the soleus. How low. Turning the foot in. And then letting it relax. So if you are cramping doing this, stretching is one of the things that can really get a cramper stuck. It's better to engage the muscle that's cramping. That will teach it to release. So which one would that be? That would be pointing the toes out. And then back off a little bit in the movement that you're doing, because the ankle is saying, we don't go here very often, so I'm a little unsure about what it is you're wanting me to do. And let's go in the opposite direction, turning the foot out. So the bottom of the foot points out towards this, away from the midline. Letting that relax, and then repeat. If you've suffered from a lot of, or just one sprained ankle, you may notice a difference. In how they move. And we're going to let that go. I'm going to slide the right leg out, and we're going to do a little sweeper, rolling the legs in and out. Now, let's get busy. with the quadriceps. So you want your bolster or your blankets. So you want to create a fairly tall. So my knees are bent at about almost a 90 degree. This is one that you can also do sitting in a chair. But you want to have the leg dangling, not touching the floor if you sit in a chair. So one of the things that we create with this higher bolster pillow is we get traction of the lower leg so that we get some space in between the femur, the thigh bone, and then the tibia, the big shin bone. We're just going to, we're going to break it up. We're starting the right, straightening the right leg. That, the muscle that does that is the quadriceps. So as you straighten the right leg, now slowly, and I'll count us down to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Everything cools. Let it relax. And we repeat. Straightening the knee. Feel the muscles. Are you buttoning the quad, the kneecap onto the thigh bone? And we'll count down again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Notice those jumps and jitters. I see you coming, Sally.
Is the other leg working at all, or is it totally passive?
It's
not supposed to be pushing into it.
Yeah, no, it's on vacation.
Okay.
So you can also, what you can do, that's a great question. You can move the bolster over and you can have your other leg out straight if that helps you. I just find it's a little easier to keep the sacrum balanced. So the other leg's doing absolutely nothing. The only thing that's working is the lower part of the quadriceps. So also I noticed for myself, sometimes I actually try to engage the upper part, like I'm lifting my hip to hold it. Let go of that. It's just a knee straightener. All we're doing. Did that yes. Answer the question?
It does. Thank you.
So one way that you can sort of tell your body what it is you want it to do, just do a straighten and bending and notice, are you adding other movements? So when we slow it way down, there's a little bit of a, oh no, you don't. We're gonna do it one more time. Straightening. Feel the lower part of the quadricep completely engaged. And then let's count it down again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Letting the leg just hang completely passive. Maybe the back of the right leg lays a little flatter against your bolster. Let's do the left. Straightening the left. So now the right has just gone on vacation. Paid time off. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and completely relaxed. Just hanging. If you noticed again a lot of jumpiness and jitteriness, making the movement smaller. So instead of contracting it all the way up, you may only choose to go up halfway if the jitteriness was on the descent towards the floor. So making a movement smaller can be really beneficial. So I'll let you choose. I'll do it again. Engage the quad, straightening the knee to the degree that it feels beneficial for you. And then slowly releasing. I'll let yourself count yourself down. Did you get that? Once down, everything pulls. And then one more time. This one here for the clients that I have worked with that has knee replacements, this is always a huge crowd pleaser. And again, releasing as slowly. Notice if your right leg wants to help out and say, no. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Everything pulls. And then move the bolster out of the way. And just straighten the legs out again. Now the upper part of the hip flexor at the other end of the quadricep, this is where they share some real estate with the psoas. Let's tend to that next. So we'll bend up both knees. This is completely handless. You'll draw the right knee in towards the chest, so that engages the hip flexors. And then slowly release the foot back down onto the mat, slowly releasing the hip flexors. Once the foot has made landfall, slide it out, all the way out. And then press out through the heel as you get it all the way out, and then relax completely. Take a deep breath into the lower belly, into the hip. And then slide the foot back up again, starting position. Pull the knee in again. Lowering the leg down. Once the foot touches the mat, sliding it out. Pressing out through the heel. And then let everything pull. Take a deep breath in, lower belly and hip. Sliding the heel back up. One more time, pull the knee in. And releasing it towards the floor. Sliding it out. Pressing out through the heel. And pulling. Deep breath in. All the way down to the lower belly, into the hip. Slide the left leg out just to compare notes. As you breathe in and out, left side and right side, does it feel different in the lower abdomen? So we know that not only maybe the quadricep, but the psoas got a little bit more ease. Now let's bend up both knees. So starting with both knees bend up, and then we'll draw the left knee in. Make it as easy as you can. And release the foot. Sliding it out. Pressing out through the heel. And pull. Let the foot, the leg just roll out to neutral. Deep belly breath. Into the lower belly, into the hip. And slide the heel back up. Smooth and easy. Pull the knee in. Fully contracted hip flexors. And as slowly and evenly, taking the foot back down, sliding it out long, pressing out through the heel, and pull. Everything pulls. Deep belly breath. Lower abdomen. And then one more time. Sliding. Knee pulls in. Heel comes down. Sliding it out. Easy peasy. Pressing out through the heel and let it relax. Breath into the hip, the front groins. And then slide the right leg out as well. And then rolling over onto our belly. And supporting the head. It may also feel, if you have a little bit of a rounded upper back, I'll just show with a blanket. Sometimes it's just more comfortable to have a blanket maybe under the chest for the head to rest on. So be comfortable. Right leg. Let's bend the right knee. So now we are talking hamstring. As you bend the knee in, take the heel close to the tush. And you might feel the upper hamstring. And I'll count this one down. We're going to count to 15 this time. So releasing 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Everything pulls. The hamstring, just like the quadricep, crosses over the knee on the back. Let's bend it in again. Bend it in all the way. Give it a squeeze. The upper hamstrings as you press the hips down, and we'll count again. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Everything pulls. One more time. This time, let's roll the leg in. The heel rolls in is what I'm trying to say. So the knee actually rolls out. And that gets the outer hamstring. So now as you bend the knee up, the right leg is going to cross over the left leg. As you bend it up. Can you see, Janice? And then slowly release. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Rolling the knee in so the heels are out. And this time the leg will swing out to the side if you're doing the Charleston. Does anybody do the Charleston anymore? I don't know that anybody ever did. Swing the heel up. And then 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 5, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're down, take the leg into neutral. Before we do the left side, just sense the back of your right leg compared to the back of your left leg. Maybe turn the head to the other side, but be comfortable. Let's bend the left knee up, pulling it up. Squeeze the heel into the tush. And 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull. Letting go. And we'll repeat. Bending up the knee, pulling it in. Squeeze. And 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pulling. Now, did we do 3 on the other side straight up? Or did we just do 2? I forget. We did not. I see a head shake. We did 2. Thank you. I thought so, but just checking. So it's time to roll the leg. So rolling the heel in, knee out. And then bend the knee. So keep the pelvis neutral. Notice if you're rolling onto one side. Keep the pelvis neutral. Sensing how this is different. Now we're getting the inner hamstring. And slowly 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling the leg out, meaning heel out, knee in. Pelvis neutral, and bend the knee up. So this is the Charleston. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do a little sneak preview for next week for the glutes. Contract the glutes. So squeeze the buns. And as you do that, Notice that your heels are rolling towards one another. Release the glutes. So they play a role in our rotation of our legs. Now let's do that again. Squeeze the buns. Let the heels roll in towards one another. Draw the tailbone will draw down towards the heels. And slowly release. The ability to engage the glutes is absolutely essential for back health. Let's do it one more time. Heels roll in, tailbone draws towards the heels. And then slowly release. Well, let's tuck the toes under. It would be such a pity to not do the cobra crocodile since we are right here. Creep the toes to the nose. Press the heels back. And let's lift the heart, the head. Keep the legs powerful. As you stretch the belly. And lowering down. Everything relaxes. Deep belly breath. And let's do that again. Tuck the toes under. Creep the toes to the nose. Press the heels back. So now the legs are very firm. Glutes engage and the forearms presses down and we pull the belly button up. Lift. And lowering down. Let everything cool. As you breathe in and out, let the breath go into the low back, the pelvis. And then take your hands under your shoulders. And we're going to push back as we're going to come into standing. And I am going to invite you to unmute yourself and then walk around. And I will go ahead and stop the recording.